All right, Winnipeg Jets beat the Vancouver Canucks 4-3 in overtime here Sunday, February 22nd. Sort of a tough game for the Canucks. They had a 2-0 lead. They blew it again, come back late, and it wasn't enough as Pierre-Luc Dubois sort of took this game over. Goaltenders for this one, Braden Holtby coming into this one 4-5 with an 8.96. Hellebuyck 7-5-1 with a 9.16. In the first period, otherwise, lineup changes. Zach McEwen came in for Louis Eriksson, performed great. And Dubois was back from a lower body injury for the Jets. In the first period, about 2.5 minutes in, we have the scrap, McEwen on Forbort. McEwen just wiped the floor with Forbort in this fight. Left a nice cut right under the eye, too. It was a good fight. It was fun. 3.5 minutes into the first period, the puck took a weird bounce behind the net. I think it went off the stanchion, and it sort of came out in front. Hellebuyck sliding to this direction. The puck comes out over here. Brandon Sutter jams it home to make it 1-0 Vancouver. About 9 minutes into the first period, Bo Horvat sort of had a breakaway after Pionk broke his stick at the blue line. He got hooked. Canucks go to the power play. Power play 2 had a decent shift to start this power play, and then power play 1 came out and got absolutely nothing going. That got killed off. 4.5 minutes or so to go in the first period. Brock Besser takes a shot that's stopped. Elias Pettersson is facing, if let's say my chair right here, which you can't see, is the net, but his back is to the net, and he just, on the backhand through his legs, chops it top shelf. I don't understand it. He's so good. Excellent goal. Excellent goal from Elias Pettersson, making it 2-0 Vancouver. Shots in the first period, a dominant 17-9. In the second period, the Jets come close. Yoel Levy stopped a breakaway. There was a rebound that got jammed wide. Jets really could have gotten right back in this game off of that play. About 8.5 into the second period, Roussel got injured in a collision in the Jets zone. I think he came back, so no big worry there. 5.5 minutes to go in the second. Blake Wheeler sets up Dubois perfectly, wins a battle in the corner, feeds Dubois, who sort of snuck in behind a few defenders, rips it past Holtby to make it 2-1. That's Dubois' first as a Jet, and it wasn't his only one. 2.5 minutes to go in the second period. The fourth line had an excellent shift here. Virtanen hit McEwen with a nice pass. He got stopped. The puck sort of just squeaked wide of the net, so still 2-1 there. Basically, they spent a full minute in the offensive zone. Shots in the second period were 9-9, making it 26-18 for Vancouver after 2 in a 2-1 hockey game. And this second period, they started really strong. Like I think they had the first 5 shots or something, and then they allowed 9 straight from Winnipeg. So they needed to keep the pressure up. Either way, 2-1. In the third period, Höglander takes a hooking penalty on Stastny. Looked kind of like Stastny was holding a stick at the same time. One of those where they could have called it either way. Canucks go to the kill. That's killed off just fine. And then the Canucks give the puck up in the offensive zone. Scheifele skates down the wing, and it was from a good scoring position. It's a quick snapshot from basically the face-off circle, and it just gets through Holtby. Sort of gets under his arm, squeaks, rolls by. Schmidt wasn't able to keep it out, and it is 2-2. And this is when Holtby's got to save. Holtby wasn't great tonight. Allowed 4 goals on 31 shots. They're just saves you'd want to see him make, right? And then 2 minutes later, Forbort takes a hooking penalty, so a chance for the Canucks to get the lead right back. They get 2 early chances off of Quinn Hughes' shots, both of them deflected. Power play 1 was out for the entire 2 minutes. It got killed off. 10 minutes to go, Sutter takes a high sticking penalty, so right after that other penalty gets killed off, Sutter takes a high sticking penalty on Dubois, and Neil Pionk scores on a slap shot from the point. It went right through Holtby. I don't know if he just couldn't see it. It looked like Jordy Ben was kind of in front of him. But again, it just went right under his arm on a slap shot from the point. They're shots you want him to save, making it 3-2. Holtby redeemed himself a little bit later, 2 minutes later or so. There was an unreal blocker save sliding to his right. Beautiful save by Holtby there. 20 seconds after that, Sutter draws a penalty. Beaulieu hooks him in front. Sutter would have scored here. He was basically coming in on a puck at a wide open net, and Beaulieu tied him up. Then Pettersson started to shoot the puck here. His first one-timer attempt, his stick explodes. Comes back out there, his second one-timer, right off of the corner, like if the post, the corner of the post hit right on the corner, the junction, kept out. And then right at the end of this penalty, right at the end of this power play, I should say, there was an obvious hook on Brock Besser as the Canucks were trying to hold the line, and that got missed. And then like 10 seconds later, the other way from that, like that was created from that hook on Besser. Lowry ends up in all alone. Besser slashes him. So the Canucks go to the kill. And then the penalty kill, Sutter and Roussel spent a good 40 seconds in the Jets zone, which was nice to see. That gets killed off. And then 2:13 to go. Canucks are just about to pull the goalie. And Josh Morrissey just flips it over the glass from his own zone. So it's delay game. Canucks to the power play late. And obviously power play 1's going to be out there the whole time, considering power play 2 cannot score. So they pull Holtby 30 seconds into that. 1:23 to go. Elias Pettersson one-timer hits Hellebuck in the mask, and his mask exploded. It was like, obviously, you know, the straps are meant to pop off when they get hit to, you know, to stop it from all the momentum from going into the guy's skull, but it just looked so violent. And then with 37 seconds to go, Pettersson rips a one-timer right over the shoulder of Hellebuck, pops the water bottle behind him to make it 3-3. So the second time in the last week that the Canucks have come down from 3-2 to tie the game up and force overtime. So both teams get a point. We go into overtime. Canucks get a good chance in the offensive zone. Besser not able to put it home. A couple of good chances there. Jets come the other way. The Jets had 3 forwards out there. They come the other way, and Dubois is sort of one-on-one on Besser, kind of gets a bit of a step on him. And again, sort of what should be an innocent shot, right? He's sort of driving to the net, and Holtby should save this most of the time, and it just goes over him and right under the bar to make it 4-3, 27 seconds into overtime. The Jets get the win. The Canucks do salvage a point to go to 8-12-2. The Jets improve to 11-6-1. Shots in the game, 34-31 for the Canucks. On to the pluses and minuses. I've got more pluses than minuses this time because I do think the Canucks were the better team. And this is another one of those where it's another moral victory where I think the Canucks, for the last 5 games now, have been the better team on the ice for the majority of the game. But they're not winning the games that they need to win if they want to get back in the standings. So it's a good start, but they are running out of time fast. Excellent start to this game. The first period, they came out flying. They had a bunch of shots early. The Lotto line in the offensive zone was cycling the puck really well, just controlling play, killing clock, just cycling the puck around, getting good scoring chances the entire game. Lots of shots. Canucks, now remember, they only ended the game with 34 shots, which is slightly above average. But in the first period, they had 17. So it was looking like they were just all over the Jets, getting a lot of scoring chances, a lot of shots on goal, just not able to capitalize on enough of them. The fourth line was really good. McEwen coming in for Eriksson brought some life and energy to that line. Because if you think of Jay Beagle and Louis Eriksson are 2 very boring hockey players, right? Beagle's fine. Eriksson's fine sometimes. And then Jake needs some inspiration, and playing with Beagle and Louis Eriksson is one of the least inspiring things I can imagine. So putting a guy like McEwen on there who's going in and grinding, Jake sees that, he does a little better. The fourth line was really good tonight. And I saw at one point there was a stat that like their Corsi was like 80-something% somewhere in the second period. So they had a good game. Resilience again. And again, this also goes on the negative side where they blew a lead, which you don't want to see, but they were resilient enough to have that blown lead and not just keel over and die, right? They came out, they're like, oh, well, we're losing. Let's see if we can tie it up. And they did. And it's, again, the second time this week that they've done that. And that's a sign of a decent team, right? You are able to come back into games. That's what the Jets did in this game. And they got a point. Now, at least they got a point. It's... And they mentioned on the broadcast something that makes a lot of sense, which is, you know, getting a point's great, but the Jets are a team that you're trying to steal a playoff spot from at the end of the day, right? At the end of the 56 games. You can't be giving up points. You need to be winning games in regulation soon. On the negative side, blown lead. Just you can't keep blowing 2-0 leads. At least it wasn't 5-1, right? You'd like to see Braden Holtby make more saves. This is one of those games where if you put Markstrom in from last year, they win. If you put Demko in from the last couple of games, they win. Holtby wasn't 100%. Holtby was a very average goalie tonight, maybe slightly below average. And it's one of those games where if you had an above average goalie, you win this game every time. Is that all I have for this? Wow, I don't have a lot of minuses. Okay, game pucks for this one. Obviously, after every game, we give it our game pucks to the best players on each team, and they are pretty obvious for this one. For Vancouver, it's Elias Pettersson. That 2 goals tonight. He had that one backhander between the legs. He had the one-timer to tie it with about 30 seconds to go. He blew up the goalie's mask. Really good night from Elias Pettersson. Unfortunately, he'd probably trade all that for a win. On the Winnipeg side, I had Scheifele written down because Scheifele was really noticeable and he was pretty dominant this game. But Dubois got the game winner. He scored 2 goals. So I've revoked it from Scheifele, and Dubois will get the Winnipeg game puck. The Canucks' next game, I think, is Tuesday. Yeah, they don't have a 3-day break yet. Hey Google, what's the Canucks' next game? Oilers on Tuesday. So 7 p.m. against Edmonton on Tuesday. Edmonton's been kind of struggling. Other than Connor McDavid getting like 18 points last night or whatever it was, or 2 nights ago. So that'll be fun to watch. We'll have a film analysis for this game up tomorrow at some point. Other than that, I hope you guys have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.